We're running here.
I'm using the Mind of a Mood book for our student.
Yeah.
And there is also the attachment book for this, the book that for clinicians. Is that
The clinician's
yeah?
guide?
But that
yes.
was not translated. One was translated to Hebrew, and the other was not.
Okay.
And here's my question.
Okay.
I think your model, more than everything, is a wonderful map. It's a map that helps both the clinician and the patient to find a way and to do it together. But sometimes the obstacles on the map are not clear, not to the patient and not to the clinician. And I really mean here to unconscious obstacles.
What would be an example of an unconscious obstacle?
Well, suppose I have a unique desire to have my voice heard, and I don't aware of it, and you feel that this is not the issue. The issue is that suppose I was disappointed that I couldn't ask all my questions. Okay, and part of it is completely logical, and part of it is because I was born in a kibbutz and my voice was not heard. Could it be that this would not come to the map because I am not aware of it and you are not aware of it?
Well, I mean, it's possible. It might not. But I think with good questions, you can always bring these things into awareness. So there's one notion, sometimes when people say unconscious, they mean it's so deep that you can't reach it. But I really believe that you can always reach it if you ask good questions. And so, for example, if you were deeply disappointed that you didn't get to ask all the questions, I might say to you, I'm curious, you seem still very distressed that there wasn't time for all of your questions, so I'm curious, what does that mean to you? Or I might ask, what's so distressing to you about that? And what do you think you might say if you weren't aware of that issue? What's so distressing to you about not getting all of your questions?
I would probably give the wrong answer, which it's so important to me to know, and you didn't answer this. But maybe the real answer is that in my background, in my childhood, my voice was not heard, and you kind of repeated something that was hurting me for many years.
Well, that does happen, and it's a phenomenon. But I think you can go after that as a therapist. If the answer doesn't, you might just say, well, I had these questions, they weren't answered. It's frustrating. I might say, and if your questions aren't answered, then if they are not answered, if you have these unanswered questions, what does that mean to you? And I would keep going for the meaning to the person. And then you can also ask, if you think there might be something in the prior life, you can say, I'm wondering, does this situation remind you of anything from earlier in your life? So I think it's possible that things are kind of beneath. This is why we call things underlying assumptions, because they're underneath what people are consciously really aware of. But if you ask questions, I think you can often, within 5, 10, 15 minutes, figure out what's underneath and what's going on. But I think you have to remain very curious and very open and not settle too quickly. I think sometimes, as therapists, we take the first answer the client gives, and we don't get patient and ask more.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
I enjoyed the workshop.
Thank you.
Thanks.